my dudes. So earlier today, I was asked, hey, are Beats Studio 3s good? Beats Studio 3s good wireless headphone? If not, what do you recommend? Okay, so are Beats Studio 3s good? So I said I would review it on the website by the end of the day. So I added a bunch of Beats brand stuff. So I can look up Beats. I added the Beats Studio 3. So this is how the Beats Studio 3 measure, which is really, really bad. So as we can see, the Beats Studio 3, they roll off the sub bass. They have this weird 350 hertz lump. They got this weird 2.5K dip, this horrible, 3.5K peak, this 5K dip, this treble peak out. So yeah, we're missing there's a lot of holes in the upper mids treble. There's a hole here. So we're getting a lot of energy right here in the treble, right here in the upper mids. But we have these huge holes in the highs. We've got this weird lump. The sub bass just randomly falls off. Now, as we can see here in my hams, I have some Beat Solo 3s. These are some Beat Solo 3s. And we can actually look at these on here as well. I got the Beat Solo 3s right here. So these are the Beat Solo 3s. That's what I just showed you. And yeah, these things, right off the bat, really muddy, bloated bass, mid bass. So these are really bassy and muddy in the mid bass and sub bass and bass. We can see there's no ear gain scoop around 3K. There's a lot of coloration here. So it's very colored in the upper mids, very forward. There's no ear gain scoop, so it doesn't sound like it has a wide sound stage. So we've got a lot of prominent ear gain coloration. And then the treble just falls off a cliff after like 9 kilohertz. There's no information above 9K. So, this lower treble is all that you're hearing. The air frequencies in the upper treble is just gone. So it's kind of like a dark, veiled sound with a warm, boomy, bloated bass. And the upper mids are clear, but they're colored. So you kind of get like a colored, veiled, dark sound with a lot of mud and bloated bass. We can see the Studio Pros. They got problems. We can see they actually have some studio buds. So these are earbuds by Beats. Again, you can actually see a lot of the stuff I add descriptions over here. Like this has anemic mid bass, a dark peaky treble. So if we look at it over here, what I mean by this is the mid bass is completely scooped out. The sub bass is not very potent. So it's very anemic and thin in the mid bass around 200 hertz. We can see the treble is dark and below the target, and it's very lumpy and colored and peaky. So a lot of coloration and darkness in the highs. It's very mid-range focused with weak low mid bass, weak treble. Besides this one peak that you're going to be hearing, so it's going to have some sibilance problems. It's really messed up, to be honest. It's pretty friggin' bad. And we can see the Power Beats Pros. They try to do good. They do fairly good throughout this region. To some degree, it's still thin in the mid bass. We can see the upper mids and treble is just horrid. Huge cuts and peaks, coloration, huge holes and harsh, grainy. And there's so much treble information that's just gone. So this is pretty terrible. All of these are terrible. Basically what I'm saying is Beats makes crap garbage. So there's other things out there, true wireless stuff. I personally like the Buds Pros that were discontinued, the Samsung Galaxy Buds Pros. They're pretty good. those are earbuds, obviously not headphones. There's some other stuff that true wireless headphones that I need to look at. But the main point of this is Beats. And again, we can go to the website and we can look at headphones, and we can see I made a Beats Solo, Studio Pro, Studio 3, and I reviewed all of these. So he wanted me to review the Studio 3s, and we see all the problems here. And, we can look at, the Beats Solo 3s, all the problems there. Beats Studio Pro. So, I looked at some of the more popular stuff. Talked about what was wrong with all of these. They're all really bad. I mean, again, like if you're okay with, just the fact that it can play back sound. Again, get the Biodynamic DT990s, use them for a few months so that they have worn ear pads. The worn ear pads, they smooth out, and it just really follows the target really well. And pink, red here compared to the blue line. They're just really good, You follow the target real well. Again, once you kind of like, okay, so let's just look at the Beats again. Studio 3. Okay, so let's just, compare that to some other, the DT990s with worn ear pads. So, we can see the DT990s. Now, again, they're wired. They're wired headphones, but my God, it is so much more transparent. It has so much less defects besides rolling off the sub bass here. The DT990s, they don't have this huge hole. They don't have anything. Just get the DT990s. Look how transparent they are throughout this entire response. And then they have this musical shimmer up here, up top. Sparkle shimmer. They're just so much more transparent in the upper mids, treble. Much more transparent in the mid bass. They have the same sub bass extension. Actually, the DT990s actually have more sub bass extension. It was pretty sad. So yeah, there's just a lot better out there, and that's why DT990s with worn ear pads is end game. It's end game. All right. So I can look at some more true wireless stuff. You can ask me, on the website or on YouTube, and I'll look, I'll do research on this stuff. But Beats is terrible. Beats headphones, earbuds are terrible. It's pretty sad. They might as well just get some chi-fi company to help them out at this point.